Hey all, it's Rafi. And we've got the Caro-Kann again, this game. I'm uploading a video here, just making sure it's uploading properly. Oh, and we have the fantasy variation. So against this, I do have a very weird idea. Queen b6. And next move, I'm gonna play the move. I think I'll play e5 here. e5. Immediately striking at the center, and if d takes e5, then I have bishop c5. And it's going to be a very interesting scenario here. If e takes d5, then maybe I'll play queen takes d4, possibly? Maybe I'll take here now. With that knight on e2, he actually has some problems because now he really can't even take on e5. After bishop c5, he doesn't even have knight a4 because bishop f2, king d2, and queen e3 is mate. Checkmate. So overall, I think this is turning out okay for me so far. f5 is tempting, but I think it's going to be weakening. I think I'm better off playing a very quiet move like knight d7, for example. If bishop e3, then queen takes b2, rook b1. I can even take on a2, I think. There is one problem now that I'm actually realizing. D takes e5, knight takes e5, knight d6 check. Bishop takes, queen takes. Might be a problematic scenario for me. Might be problematic. That I could say. And I don't know if I'm playing everything correctly in this position, in this game, but you know, that's what the analysis is for after the game. We look at it to make sure we're catching all of our mistakes from that game. That is a very interesting move. a4. Knight f6, knight takes f6, g takes f6. Should be okay. If a5, then queen c7. I think. My goal here is to just get castled as quickly as possible now and just get developed. So there's already here bishop b4. And a5 pawn is going to be an issue. Do I have time to take on a5? That's a different question. I don't know. I do not know. That's interesting. I think I'm just going to castle. If he takes on b7, sure, I'll get a pawn on c6, but he's helping me develop. His last 4 moves, 3 moves were a4, a5, and a6, and now a takes b7. So he just made 4 pawn moves in a row, and yes, he gave me a weakness on c6, but in return, I am now fully developed, and he has accomplished nothing. He has accomplished nothing. I'm ready to put my rooks on d8 and e8 and play c5, get rid of that weakness that he worked so hard to create, and have a great position now. His king is still in the center. Probably want to take here. Maybe take here. Now I've got an opportunity to play this move, which both protects b4 pawn. Bishop on b4, and also now opens up my bishop on b7. And his king is still in the center. He can castle away next move, that's for sure. He can play queenside castling. But I'm going to do everything I possibly can to try to prevent that. So right now, my threat is to play bishop takes c3, followed by bishop takes e4. Just winning the e4 pawn. This is a pretty strong player, honestly. I'm so far pretty happy with how this is turning out for me. So I can go ahead and maybe even take right now. Bishop takes e4. Queen takes rook e8. Bishop e7. c4. Let's just do it like this. This seems a little simpler. Wow. So now I'll take this. I think I'll take it like this. It seems to me like bishop c6 might be forced now. Attack this bishop again. Maybe queen e5 next. Trying to force a queen trade while I'm up a pawn, and then trying to play the position being up a pawn. He does have the bishop pair, so he does have some compensation. And I have a weakness on c5. I don't really want to take on g2. That's just seems too risky to open up the g file like that. I think that'll just help him more than anything else. So I'm not gonna go pawn grabbing for that. But I will try to trade off one of these bishops. That's for sure. The two bishops together can be very powerful. I think right now might be a good time to play knight a4. Well, hold on. Let's see. Knight a4, bishop takes. Bishop takes. Does that work? I think so. Oh no, did I just run into queen c4? I do have, if queen c4, I do have queen e5, maybe? No. No, I don't. Queen c4, I guess I can play knight b6. That'll work. If bishop takes, I take the back with the bishop. But if queen moves somewhere, then I think I can play queen e5. Okay, so he wants to take on f7. Queen e5 doesn't work right now because he can just take on f7 with check, and it's going to be devastating for me. So I'll come back. He's definitely very active. No doubt he has compensation for this, for the lack of his pawn. Absolutely no doubt. Oh, so here he can just take on c5. Oh, crap. How did I miss that? Oh, man. Wait. But now I have rook e5. But now he has bishop f4. This is crazy. So many tactics. I'm sure he'll find bishop f4 here. It's not that difficult to see the move. If bishop f4, rook takes c5, bishop takes c7, bishop takes g2, bishop takes b6, I guess. No, he doesn't need to take on b6. He'll probably play something else. He'll probably keep his bishop pair. Yeah, he found it. Don't have any alternative, unfortunately, than to do this and go into this line. And here, I think I will grab on this square. And then I'm going to come back on d5 and try to trade. So, oh, actually he does have to take on b6 here because his rook on h1 is hanging. And so is the bishop on c7. So he does have this move. Bishop takes b6 to save himself here. But I'm not sure if he's completely out of the problems, though, here in this position. There's quite a few things going on here. Okay, so... he takes... Let's try to be a little more creative here and go for this. I'm not sure if that was the best move in the position. Maybe I should have just accepted, this scenario and just taken on c7. I don't know. Kind of want to keep that light square bishop, though, if I can. But I probably won't be able to. Like, ideally, what would happen, be ideal is if I can trade the knight on b6 for the bishop, c7 bishop, and keep that light square bishop. But I don't think that's going to happen here. I think he's going to play rook f1, rook d to f1. Yeah, see, I don't know. I don't have a choice even. I have to do something about this. Well, actually, I can play. Let's try this. Two bishops are very powerful. In this open position, they are like monsters. So now he has bishop e5. But I believe bishop e5, I can take on b3. He takes with check. Play king f8. And I think that should be fine. So I don't think he can play bishop e5. He'll lose a piece. Because he can't take on b3. His his pawn is pinned on the c file. That's the thing here. Okay, so now he does play that move. I'll take this. Oh, I didn't really consider bishop takes g7 too much. Oh, he took this way, huh? So now if I go here, he has a lot of pieces hanging right now. Oh, snap. He has other rook that he can... Oh, crap. Wait, he can't. He can't. It's pinned. I mean, bishop is protecting f7. I just realized that. This is a very crazy position. But he does have bishop d6 check, but then I can take the rook on g7. He can take on f7 and then play check, I guess. So here I have to take. I think he's lost. I think he just lost. I think he should have taken on... I don't know. Yeah, either way, he's lost. He's definitely losing this position. Anyway, let's analyze. That was a nice win, by the way. I'm very happy with that one. Let's do a computer analysis first. I'm going to check on my YouTube video also just to make sure that's uploading. Yeah, it's uploaded. So let's do the analysis here. Okay, so one blunder in the game. Okay, so e4, c6, d4, d5, Caro-Kann, fantasy variation of the Caro-Kann. I played queen b6. This is a very tricky line. Very tricky line here. As you can see, black scores really well with this queen b6. 42% of the time he wins. He scores better than anything else. Knight c3. And again, I played with energetically. And I chose, a high percentage winning line here as well with the move e5. Chaotic center. Lots of chaos. A lot of top games from this position. Alireza Firuza versus Yi Wei Yi, Nouri Hamad, Antonio Rogelio. Lots of good games to go over. So then 92. G takes e4. Knight takes e4. Knight to d7 was a mistake. Knight f6 is the move. Okay, I see. Don't think there's any more theory after this. Yeah, we're all on our own. So this knight d7 is my novelty here. And the engine doesn't really like it that much. Okay, so knight f6. a4. And g to f6, a5, queen c7. Bishop b4, attacking the a5 pawn. Then he pushes the pawn again. Knight takes e4, f takes e4, and castle. I just castle. Again, and he's just helping me develop all my pieces. Like, he's made that move that pawn all the way here. And taken on b7 just to help me develop my pieces, you know? Way ahead of him developing. He just developed the two knights. One of them is pinned. And I've gotten my entire army out. And I've even connected my rooks. So I was feeling really good in this position. I thought I would definitely be able to capitalize off of all this. So then I took. And computer doesn't like me taking on d4. I took on d4 mainly to try to go after the e4 pawn. With this move, you know, c5, basically. So that was my reasoning behind that. Got rook to f to e8. He just castled, and then I took on, you know, f c3 and just wanted to expose the e4 pawn. So that's what I did. But it wasn't the best move. I could have played bishop c6. Because I guess the pawn on e4 really isn't going anywhere. Like, it's gonna be around for a while. Although he does have knight to d5. That's something to consider. So bishop c6, knight d5, then what happens? Oh, I have queen a5. Well, that's a nice move. Threatening checkmate. King b1. Now bishop takes. Rook takes. Rook a to b8. Okay, so the computer doesn't really care to take that pawn on e4. It just wants to quickly continue the attack. I see. Well, I wasn't that... I wanted to play much more safely, so I wanted to grab the free pawn. Uh-oh. What's happening here? Sorry, I misclicked and something happened. So I went ahead and let's go back. Yeah, so queen e3, rook f to e8, he castles. Took. I may have to restart the app. Looks like it's frozen again. This is one very annoying thing about Lichess, is that their engine just freezes up constantly. Very annoying. Yeah, I need to restart this whole thing. Queen takes, and then bishop takes e4. Getting a pawn. Bishop c6. Knight b6. Now I played knight a4, which is a mistake. I think because of the queen c4 move. But I did have bishop e4, huh? Or h6, chasing that bishop away on g5. I thought about c4, but I just didn't understand. What happens if he just takes this? Oh, wait, what am I doing? I meant to say, what if he just takes that? Then queen e5, really? Wow. Queen takes, rook takes, hits the two bishops at the same time. And then there's no way to really save them both. Okay. Didn't see that. Played this. Bishop takes a4, bishop takes a4, and rook d5 would have been... oh, he would have gone after my c5 pawn. I see. He plays this. I had queen to e5 here? Really? Oh, I see. He doesn't have time to do anything with this. Because now bishop on g5 is hanging, and I'm threatening to take on b2 as well. Bishop f6 is the move. Wow. That's interesting. Yeah, that's nice. Queen takes c5. Rook e5. Ah, he had rook d8 check here. And at the end, he's going to end up taking on e5 if I take with the queen. But he played this. Bishop f4. Which is the more human type of move to play, I think. Especially at this time control. Takes. Now bishop takes g2. And now I should have simply just taken on c7 according to the engine. Anyway, I tried to be tricky and played bishop f3. Now again he had rook d8 check. Wow. He plays this. Now I try to trade the bishops. Then he plays this, which I think is a mistake. Yeah, mistake definitely. Because I'm taking this, and that check is not as lethal as he thought it was on g7. Although this would have been interesting right here. I didn't really calculate this much during the game. But I think, yeah, I have just enough to survive here. So he doesn't have any good checks. No matter where he checks me, I just come back with the rook and block on g6. Like, he can check me here, but g6 and I'm fine again. Okay, well. And then he sacrifices his other rook, which is totally lost. He should have sacrificed maybe this rook. That's what I thought he would do. I'm going to play here. And here. But he's still down a piece. I mean, it's still losing. But once he did that rook, I mean, it's definitely over. Now I'm getting this pawn. He doesn't even have bishop d6 because I take the other rook now. So there's nothing here. So that's the game. Good game. I think I played well. I'm happy with my performance on this one. And I'll catch you in my next video.